The pirate dominion of Tortuga, commonly known as Tortuga, is a country founded by the Sexy Canadian and the founding pirates, JJ Cool J, Breeski, Salty Sandy, Pant, Koi Fish Boy, and Captain Zex. Tortuga is located on the southwestern peninsula in the continent of Sparwood and on the entirety of the Solixtic continent. Originally, they traveled far and washed ashore the island that would be settled and known to Rathnir as Tortuga Isle. However, they soon found out that the land was occupied by the Acratian Empire. The Tortugans tried negotiating independence from the Acratians, but after coexistence was denied, they were forced to integrate into Acratia. Later, once the Acratian Empire had fallen, Tortuga was seen by the homeless and weary Acratians as the successor to the empire, and many towns once held by Acratia were annexed into Tortuga. Later on, the Grand Union of Solixte joined Tortuga when they were under threat of annexation. Tortuga has been one of the strongest military powers ever since. Tortuga Isle is said to have been built on top of the corpse of a giant leviathan, specifically a giant turtle, hence the name of the iconic island. A giant skull can be seen on the south side of the island. In addition, a town called Leviathan is said to also have been built next to the lair of another one of those mysterious and rare creatures. The Acratian Civil War was an internal conflict in the empire. Acratia shared a border with Leith and wished to expand into Leithian territory, which caused tensions to rise. Both sides prepared for war, and on March 20th, that's exactly what would happen. The empire suffered a defeat and lost many valuables to the Leithian militia. This would be the starting point for the internal conflict in Acratia, as people were losing faith in the Emperor Neos. The sexy Canadian, now an oligarch, was trying to help Neos, but with no success, so he joined a rebel group known as the United Federation. The situation in Acratia soon got out of hand, and it was on the brink of collapse. Eventually, Neos started to give independence to the people who wished for it, and so the Free States of Tortuga came to be. Soon after gaining independence, many Tortugans began to worship Rum Knight, and by consequence, Entropy. This first started when Rum Knight converted Sexy, Lub, Minty, and a couple of other Tortugans and Viodoxans into his cult. During this conversion, they were betrayed and attacked by players named Sori and Tyrelix Anime, who were then fought off by Rum Knight. A temple to Entropy was then built by Lub in order for the Tortugans to have a place of worship on the island. Quickly, the rumors of this cult of Entropy began to spread and caught the eyes of Athaz the Traveler. Athaz visited the island in order to persuade Sexy to end his worship, but to no avail. A few days later, a crusade was waged against the island of Tortuga in order to cleanse the evil cult and any worship of Entropy on the island. Many forces of the world, such as the Bardonians and Aurorans, joined together in order to fight the pirates. In addition to their many allies, the Tortugans received aid from the Solinian spirits to fight off the invaders. The war ended in a loss for Tortuga, and the Entropy Temple was forcefully converted to an Athaz Temple. While Tortuga thrived, the neighboring nation of Acratia was in a dire state. Filled with rebellions and threats of destruction from nations all over the world, Acratia dissolved. Tortuga, having good relations with many Acratians, took half of the inactive nation's land. This led Tortuga changing its name to the Free States of Tortuga. The first flag was finally made to celebrate the event. Later on in its life, Tortuga associated itself with a group named Olfang. During this time, the greatest warriors of Olfang joined Tortuga as citizens, forming a great mutually beneficial alliance between Tortuga and Olfang. Due to this, when Loic, who was the past Archons of Viodoxa, came back to claim the throne of Viodoxa, which was held by Valen, Tortuga decided to support his claim. The return of Loic was not one that many people supported. Due to this, Tortuga found itself at war against almost the entire world. On July 14th, 2021, Tortuga absorbed the Grand Union of Sorglitste into its empire, effectively doubling its geographical size. Later, at the beginning of August, a new national flag design was announced to reflect this change. Not long after, the pirate empire of Tortuga took part in the Third Coalition War against Bardonia and the Allium Alliance. It is in the Battle of New Durestarok that the Tortugans would be held as heroes for leading a war party with the Similami Empire. There, they inflicted a critical blow to the Bardonians, which would lead to a swift victory. On September 9th, 2021, the pirate empire of Tortuga bought land formerly known as Osteria from the Magisterium. Later that day, the pirate empire Tortuga united with the Admiralty of Greenland in order to truly unite Sorglitste into one banner. Soon after the Tortugans united Sorglus Day, Sexy decided to give freedom to those who wished for it. Autopolis and Norvos left, while Frostmarch and Pelidia became vassal states of Tortuga. Tortuga would then rename itself to the Pirate Dominion of Tortuga. Months had passed until Sexy messaged all the captains and asked if they wanted independence. This was an action that he did because he planned to retire and become inactive. A few regions accepted the deal like Borhammer, Loria, Nair, Laurent, and Sumir. After Pirate Lord Sexy retired, his first daughter Salty Sandy took on the title of Pirate Queen. Soon after, she also retired and made Olafur the new Pirate Lord. After the departure of Pirate Lord Sexy, Tortuga's population plummeted, with many of the regions leaving to become their own nations. Olafur was left with a large and important task of keeping Tortuga alive, a job which he did wonderfully. With Olafur as a pirate lord, the population started to increase and new regions started to join Tortuga. Tortuga waged war with the Kracia and claimed all of their land due to the Kracians' constant berating of Tortuga and its people. In addition to this, Floria decided to join Tortuga in order to escape the dangers of the Veodoxian Civil War. Notable nations that were created by the Tortugans are Freeholm and Borhammer, which are both still influenced by piracy. To this day, Tortuga offers true freedom to all of its pirates. Anyone is free to create towns, lead events, start guilds, and more. Hello everyone, I hope that you enjoyed the video. This one was a lot of fun to make. Tortuga was actually one of the very first nations that I saw whenever I first joined. So I've always really been interested in looking into their history, and I really hope that you guys did enjoy it. Other than that, feel free to subscribe if you find yourself returning to my channel, and always just know that you can join my Discord down below in the description. There you can get in contact with me if you would like to ever request a video, or just to get in touch with me in general. But other than that, thank you all for watching, thank you for the continued support, and I hope you all have a great day.